Hi, my name's Bob, and I love watercolor. Together in this course, we're going to be playing with one of the most amazing mediums there is in art. But watercolor is also unpredictable. John Singer Sargent said that painting with watercolor is trying to make the most of an emergency. That's not too far off. It is like an emergency. It's very spontaneous, it's very quick, it's very beautiful and flowy. People will say, oh, well, you can't fix it. There's no eraser to watercolor. You can't paint over it like you can with acrylics or with oil. But there are things we can do to help make the most of that emergency. And those are the things that I'm going to be showing in this class. I've found that a lot of people get started in art feeling like there's some secret sauce that they have to understand, and they either have talent or they don't. I don't believe that. I believe that really what art's about is showing up again and again and trying stuff, like a scientist experimenting. It always takes a minute to get started, to take the risk and do something creative. Our strategy is going to be to do it cheap first, less expensive materials, so that there's not so much at stake. Work small, not something big that you've invested a lot of money or time into, but just small experiments, small studies that will help you learn about putting that pigment on the paper. And then take notes for yourself. This is your visual journal. Take note of which pigment you used, how much water you put on your brush. With that strategy of working on small pieces of inexpensive paper, we'll try things over and over again, and it'll take the pressure off of feeling like you have to be perfect on your first try, or that every stroke has a monkey on your back just pressuring you towards perfection. You realize that looks like crap, don't you? I want you to know that I am not a photorealistic painter, and that's not the goal of this course. My life with watercolor has mostly been about trying to express to my viewers how much I love nature and what it is about nature that I love. Those things have kept me in a process of experimentation for many, many years. What I hope that you would gather from this course is ways to loosen up and watch what happens on the paper and learn to repeat things that you love. I hope that I can open up a sort of watercolor world to you, and I think that once you start with this, you're going to notice that your life changes. The way you look at the world changes. Most of all, I hope I help you have some fun. That's really where the energy comes from that fuels my desire to keep on painting. You know, when I started putting this course together, I've got to tell you, I had a lot of little voices in my head, just like when I paint, that were telling me that I wasn't really doing it right. Oh, you forgot about this, or that painting is not perfect, you shouldn't use that for an example. We all have those voices because those come with the creative process. After I finished getting most of these videos together, I started looking at other courses that are out there and realized, you know, there's paint in Florence, yay, go to Mexico, have a vacation and learn watercolor, yay, have margaritas every night. So I wondered, you know, why me? Why should my little humble course be out there in the world when there's all these amazing artists that have already done it? You know, I decided to be a teacher after first thinking I was going to be an architect. For 30 years, from kindergarten through high school, I've taught a lot of different kinds of kids. I learned from that every person needs to walk into that room on the first day of school and know that they're going to be in a safe spot, a place where they're not going to get teased if they mess up. Trying things is really how we learn. That was so clear to me working with children that when I started teaching adults to use watercolor, I realized it's exactly the same. I mean, we're all uptight and worried that we're going to mess up, not wanting others to see us because everybody else is good at this and I suck at it. Why I want to put this video course out into the world is because I want it to provide you with that permission to have a little secret experimental zone going on in your life where there is not that judgment. There's not that critical person in your head just telling you all the reasons that you're screwing this up, but rather says, no, give it a try. Try it again. It's okay. I mean, that's what we're doing here together. So I've been painting for, I realized, more than 50 years, and that's really all that I have to offer. Not that I'm the greatest artist of all time, not that I studied in all the great schools of art across the entire globe, but rather I've been messing around with this for a long time. And that's given me a lot of chances to mess up and to learn from my mistakes. And that is how we learn. So I hope this course gives you that spirit, letting your creative child come flying out of you and just try stuff. I'm really glad you've decided to take on this challenge. It's not about skill, it's not about talent, it's about showing up again and again to try it. I commit myself to being a good cheerleader for you, providing you with some good resources and some good ideas for practice that'll help you enter this amazing world of watercolor painting. Hi, I'm Bob. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you'll go by my website at watercolorwithbob.com. That's where you'll find an interactive outline of the whole course. You can also share your work with me and your fellow students. One thing I really love about watercolor is how accessible it is. That's why I realized it was important to me to put this course out for free. That said, it would mean the world to me if you would support this work. You can like it, you could share it with your friends, you could subscribe to the channel, you could also visit the gift shop or even make a donation. Thanks so much. See you on the next lesson, and happy painting. I'd appreciate it if you would take this a bit more seriously.